Here we are at 2637 and in Woodley on Garfield. So it's well located, coveted area, row home. So the porch doesn't span the whole house. It just does the front door and front window, and there's a tiny little window that is part of the house. This is where that gutter is. It's probably where the shared wall is. But that's pretty typical of some designs, of some porch designs. Okay, let's go in. This too has a front egress. It is not connected on the inside, so we'll come down there later after we do the house. Here's the front porch. This house has all original windows. A lot of them don't have storm windows. And a lot of them look like they don't work. A lot of original windows don't, unless they've been restored with the roping. Lovely, probably original mosaic, and we have some trim. Okay. This house also has a center hall. So you walk in, it's a smaller living room. There's been some electrical updates. There is, as you notice with the radiators, radiant heat. And there is central air, but we will note that it looks like upstairs it has a difficult keeping cool. So you'll notice that when we go up there. Here's the center hall. Some people use this as a library. We've seen people use this as the dining room, and then this is a family room. But here is the dining room. It's large. Original windows on the side there. This house also is pretty dark when all the lights are off. This is where the staircase used to be to the basement. As you can see, it probably went down like that. And there's the headspace for the other stairs. They're stacked. But it's been closed off, and so they've separated the basement and the main house. Okay. This is the original bachelor's pantry. Always nice to see those. The powder room here. And then the kitchen is a sizable kitchen. It feels like they used to have cabinets here, but this feels really kind of claustrophobic and tight. So they must have taken those out because you can see the under counter lighting and stuff. Not as high end of a kitchen as the last place, but still dated. Okay. So in the backyard here is larger. I think in preparation they have had to reinforce the back deck. That looks new. Now, just to note, there is no official egress to the street. So you'd go through someone's backyard. Typically when we see this, that would mean that you could leave in a fire situation, or if you had a good relationship with your neighbor, to bring in bikes. But typically it means that you don't really go and use that egress without permission from the neighbor. It's kind of hard to see what kind it is unless you get the survey, but your egress does not go out to public space. Okay. I'm just gonna go down. Sorry, spending so much time out here. This has been paved. They've done the drain here. Looks like they've done some drainage work here at some point in the history of this house. Here's the egress to the basement. And then this has been built up, it looks like, because you can see this, to help make the house not slope towards. But you can see that, this has been built up to keep water from entering at some point there too. So you kind of made it's not really how you should do a window well. You could maybe make one to share. It gets dug down with and then it connects to a drain. But that's what they have here. They have some fire escapes, and I don't see any gaps in the pointing right now. That's what I'm looking for, the mortar between these. It looks like it's had some repointing. This may be the wrong kind of stuff. This looks like concrete, and it really should be more like this, which is, so it looks like this was not done correctly when they filled in the gaps. So that might need to be addressed at some point. The concrete is too hard, and it will crack the soft brick when they use concrete instead of this mortar with the lime in it. Which might be an indicator of when they did things, maybe they weren't being as careful with picking with people who are specialized for that job. More of a generalist rather than a specialist. We would, like for pointing, if you guys were like, we need someone for pointing, we would send you someone who just does brickwork, not a handyman, or often not even a general contractor. Okay, let's go up. Oh, I want to point out, I'm sorry these videos take long, but since you guys haven't actually been able to meet us and see things in person together, one of the things we've seen if you're thinking about updating a house or making it better, and this is very dark because, you know, there's only two sides of exposure. We've had people, this is structural, so it would need like a structural being put in, but we have seen people move the powder room over here and make it very small. And then the opening into the kitchen is here, which makes it feel, still have separation, but have much more openness from the kitchen to a family room or dining room. And then however you want to configure that. But I just wanted to put that in your mind because whenever we've seen that, it's always worked really well. Another clue that this house was done by someone who maybe didn't have too professional was there's a electrical plate here and it's plastic. Code requires that it's a certain floor metal type. I saw that in the other house in Mount Pleasant on Monroe, but not, so that's sort of like a hint, all right, of the quality or possible mistakes of the work that has been done. This is going up to the second floor. This floor has 3 bedrooms and 1 large bath that has an entrance from the hall as well as a bedroom. Okay, up in this hall, there is a closet which doesn't offer much storage, but we'll start with the back room and move forward. This is where they built in the duct, probably for the AC. Original windows, you can see the AC unit in the window, which would mean that it's very likely not cooling enough up here in this spot. So they need supplemental cooling. Sometimes, you can see the central air. So sometimes we see that with a mini split. This is where they put the laundry for this level. Almost feels like this house had been rented both upstairs and downstairs. And there's a little deck. Okay. It's a sizable 3rd bedroom. It has the original dormer windows. Okay. 2nd bedroom feels a little smaller than the last one, but certainly could do a queen bed. There is a closet that is super small. I actually don't think a hanger would hang here and you could close the door, so these are just for show. Okay, I'll go into the 3rd bedroom, or this is probably used as the primary bedroom. It's the largest, it's the prettiest. There's not, there is a walk-in closet that they've made. Also, front porch roof. Also, looks like it's been coated and maintained, so it doesn't look great, but it looks like it's holding. Okay. There's this closet. Shoes and purses, maybe. And then it goes through this weird lighting here. Huh. Closet. Into the bathroom, which also is shared in the hall. This bathroom is also very dated. Clawfoot sink, clawfoot tub, and a sink. And then it kind of is separated into the toilet section with the shower. So it's a lot of space here. It could be converted into 2 bathrooms, right? Here, separate this. This is the hall. This is the main one. Okay. Now we will go to the top floor, and then we'll also do the basement.